All right. Got all my stuff. It's time. Let's get some of this moved over. We have another insanely efficient day. All right, let's head over to the auto farm. And let's get just get all the granite. Okay. Yo, Neptune, how we doing? So I did a tiny bit of work off stream today, because usually I play this game to unwind a lot too when I'm in the middle of a project. So I didn't do much, but I got the, because when I ended last night, I had finished the plots, but I hadn't built the cart. So I built the cart here, and then I built the next, or like the foundations for the next 3 rows, which will be pineapples, coconuts, and bananas. And then I'll probably do clomberries last, and that'll go on all the way over there on the other side. But I had like just enough room on this big mountaintop before I was like gonna basically head off of it. So this is like pretty much perfect spacing, ended up being. And I get to keep this tree, because it's not in the way. Bug fixes today? I don't think there was anything today. As far as updates, that was Tuesday. What are you making? These are speed farms. So I have tutorials for how to build them on my page. Yes, that's one space over on purpose. No. Yeah, I should be far enough back for those. This jump pad was paid actor. Oh, I'm lagging. Fun times. Oh, my legs! My leg! This is what I've been working on for the last couple days. I probably could have had it finished if I wasn't also like harvesting at the same time and getting use out of the farm. Like if I just built everything without stopping, I probably could have had all this definitely done by now. But the whole time I was trying to be efficient and get the foods harvested because I didn't know, you know, if this was a mistake the way that you harvest now, so they could fix it any day. So might as well try to get use out of it while I can. Where's my dog? They snoozing. They snoozing. What's the new update? They added upgraded display wall mounts so you can display stuff on the wall better. Basically, you know how you couldn't put like granite and wood on the wall? Well, now you can. I only play LEGO Fortnite on stream, yes. I play other games. Like right now, I've been into Marvel Rivals, like in my free time. Actually, let's do this here. Let's just do at least the end caps. I still never put foundations down for the tomatoes. I could have made them granite, but I've made all these other foundation pieces wood, so I'm like, I don't have to do this fully consistency, but no, that piece, I'm like, no, that needs to be, they all need to be brown. I already went that way. There we go. And then let's give a support here. What do you want? Alexi, thank you for the GGs indeed. Sorry, I don't catch everything immediately. Or sometimes I do miss stuff. I don't have any sound notifications set up currently. Granite and well, for wood, you can do an auto farm method, which does take a while to set up. But farming wood, I would, for regular wood, you pretty much want to just go around the grasslands. However, a lot of the grasslands trees don't regrow. So one thing I recommend against is wherever your main setup is or your village is, don't cut down all the trees around that, because you'll notice that after you do that, they're not going to regrow, and then the area around your beautiful village has like no, it's just flat everywhere, and then you can't really go back. So, and then granite, one of the best places to farm granite is in the Frostlands in general. There's just like the most amount of granite. Like in the grasslands, obviously, you can see there's a ton of granite right here, but then it's like kind of far, you know, not much until the next patch of granite, whereas in the Frostlands, it's like granite. You could just infinitely just walk like 5 meters and find another rock. But for wood, honestly, getting like a banana auto farm going is really good, or a coconut farm even, because I think they're both 2. I think bananas give 2 now instead of 3, just like, because coconuts has always been 2, but for some reason, I guess I didn't even realize this till like a couple days ago, but you only get 2 bananas per harvest now instead of 3. But bananas or coconuts are still the best for like harvesting wood, because if you set up an auto farm with balloons, every time you break the banana trees or the coconut trees, not only do you get bananas and coconuts, but you also get wood from breaking the tree. And I can't remember how many wood per tree. I think it's like 2 or 3, to be honest. Like, it's pretty good. So if you have like 100 bananas or coconuts on an auto farm, you're getting like 200 or 300 wood per auto harvest. Yeah, I am building something. I mean, it's not a building, it's working on a farm here. These pillars aren't necessary to hold it up, but it's just for in case there's an accident. Like, you never know. If the game lags and for some reason the little vehicle cart thing that I take through these bugs all over the place and breaks a bunch of these builds, I don't want the whole thing falling off just because of a mishap. So what we do is we ground it. And at least, you know, you don't have to go crazy, but here I'm going to go maybe like every 50 or 100 meters or whatever this is. And then just ground it. So if I break it right there, it'll break, but nothing will fall down because it's still connected over there and it's still connected here. I would have to really break it to like actually ruin it. So this is just like safety precautions. Reporting this. Reportable content. Yo, Panoy. Or Panoy? Panoidy? Panayote? There we go. How's it going? Never get names right. Self-improvement. Thank you for the follow. I'll show you here in a minute. Let me get these foundations placed. And, as if I don't have a gajillion chests of wood, I should bring any with me now. There we go. Oh, I missed that one. I don't think it was actually going into the ground. So this part's a little tedious, but makes sure we're safe. What was the update? So they added the recycler, they updated the wall mounts to display whatever you want on them, they upgraded the thunderclap blade, and then they also made it easier to harvest, which wasn't in the patch notes. And then what else was major? They added like villager dialogue, but it's not really like anything. It's just more of like a enhancement, like a quality of life change for how the villagers interact. So when you walk through your village, like a little text bubble will pop up and they'll be like, "Hey, nice to see ya." So you like they'll interact with you without you like interacting with them. It's kind of interesting. Yo, Steve-O. I should probably just like do both as I'll do it for the last one. I could care less about the look. It's more about, is it actually grounding it or not? Alright, this should be... Let's just throw another one down right here. Why not? Can't hurt. Alright, and then for this one, we'll do both. Look at this was happening earlier before I started the stream. Perfectly vertical. Like Rick and Morty when he drops the lightsaber into the ground. Perfectly effing vertical. Alright, let's see if I can do this. Time saver. Yes. 1, 2. That one's grounded. This one's just comes down a little bit more. Wait, keep what change? Oh, there's a rocket in the way. Rip. Alright, we're good, we're good. Let's get one more done in the middle, right in that gap. You'll see what I'm building here in just a moment. I am almost done doing the bottom carriage part here, just getting foundation set up. Which, again, these aren't necessary for the build. But they just keep things safer. Oh, I already farmed the trees over here. Lane highway. You'll see. It'll make a lot more sense when I get up there. It's for a farm. I missed. That was touching, the grass would be gone. That's how you know. There we go, and we're good. What's the update? They updated the display, the wall mounts, and then upgraded the Thunderclap blade, and then also gave us the recycler. So the whole thing I'm building here, I have a tutorial for this, but this is for a speed farm. So all these rows have different plants, right? Like, so this is tomatoes. So basically this little thing has rockets on it. When I step on the buttons, it'll move me forwards and backwards through these rows. What also happened in the most recent update is, as you can see, when I harvest, notice anything? There's no time to collect. So it's an immediate collect. So as long as you're moving fast and clicking fast, you'll harvest really fast. So, watch this. How many plants per row? Per individual row, 175 or 350 per plant type. So there's 350 tomatoes, 350 raspberries. Typical LEGO Fortnite player. You got me, man. But essentially, it only takes me like not even a minute to harvest all 350, and then boom, done. And then it'll regrow in like the next like 5 minutes or whatever. So I'm just working on the last 3 rows for coconuts, pineapples, and bananas. What setting is your scroll wheel bind to? Collect. K-Kide, yeah, that's how I've always had. See how, like, collect, look at the little symbol for it. I don't know if you've ever noticed when I'm playing. For the last year, even in Battle Royale, I've always had collect and interact as scroll wheel. Because in Battle Royale, the reason I did it for scroll wheel is because when, like, you open a chest and you want to loot everything really quickly, like, let's say you 50-50 someone on a chest and you land on it, having it on scroll wheel means as soon as I open the chest, or as soon as the chest opens, I would just scroll wheel down. So it's like clicking 6 times in a row really fast. Meaning I would probably pick up the loot faster and more efficiently. So I've always played with scroll wheel collect. And in this game, obviously, I just kind of carried over when this game came out. And this method, I just went and bought, because I didn't have this mouse before this update, I went and bought a $40 mouse that has a free spinning scroll wheel. So it's like a fidget spinner scroll wheel. I could just like let it rip. So I play on the same keybind, but it's just like super easy. So yeah, with this method, you don't have to replant. So what are you struggling with replanting? It comes down to math. If you are harvesting pumpkins or tomatoes or wheat or corn and you're auto farming them, those 4 things give 3 seeds for every plant that you harvest, right? And if you want to keep your farm going, what that means is 1 out of 3 things that you harvest have to go back into the grinder and be made into seeds to replant. Otherwise, your balloon auto farm will deplete on seeds eventually if you just keep auto farming it eventually. You know, you don't grind any back into seeds. So rule of thumb is if you farm 100 seeds, or you farm 100 like raspberries, or raspberries are different. If you farm 100 pumpkins, it means that 33 of those pumpkins aren't actually yours to take back to your base. 33 of those pumpkins have to go back into seeds to keep this farm going. Otherwise, you have to take your profits, but you take 2 of the fruit, or like 2 of it is your profit, or however you think. Like it's that's how you have to work it. You get 2 profit. 60% of what you harvest is profit, or 66% of what you harvest is profit, and then the other 33% is going back into the farm. Oh, collect in settings. That's because it is just under Battle Royale. Just go to movement, and it's just going to be your use. Whatever your use keybind is in Battle Royale. So it's just in the combat section for regular BR, and it'll carry over to LEGO Fortnite. But how long does it take you to go by 1-1? So this method, you don't have to replant. So I'm gonna make a YouTube video on this, because clearly, like, and it's something that still a lot of people maybe haven't figured out themselves. So when it comes, auto farming, like, forget auto farming, forget balloon farming, forget speed farming. We're talking basic farming mechanics of LEGO Fortnite. Pumpkins, wheat, and corn. Those 3. No matter what, when you harvest it by hand, or if you end up auto farming it, no matter what, it breaks the bushel when you collect it, and it requires another seed to grow pumpkins, wheat, or corn again. When it comes to any of the berries, so chillberries, raspberries, clomberries, slapberries, and also peppers, tomatoes, bananas, pineapples, and coconuts, those are different from the other three, the pumpkins, corn, and wheat, in that if you hand harvest them like this, you do not need another seed. It's the bushel is still there. So if you hand harvest it, those mentioned, which is the majority of the food in the game. Like I said, the 3 exceptions are wheat, pumpkin, and corn. If you were to harvest corn, pumpkin, or wheat by hand, you would notice the whole bushel goes away and it like starts from scratch and it requires another seed. The only reason you would need another seed for peppers or the other ones is if you're balloon farming. The reason is when you balloon farm, you're not hand harvesting, so you're not leaving the bushel to let it regenerate for free. When you're balloon harvesting, you are destroying this bushel, just like kind of what happens with corn and wheat and pumpkins. You're artificially destroying it while you're collecting it, which does end up requiring another seed in this case. So if you're hand harvesting it, you need 1 seed. That thing will grow again and again and again and again and again forever. So that is the difference between some of the different. And then also another kind of like tidbit for pineapples, coconuts, and bananas. Those 3, the tropical fruits, essentially, those ones do not need to be, they don't have seeds. Not only do they not need to be grinded up into seeds, they can't be. Instead of needing to be grinded up into seeds and then replanted, bananas, coconuts, and pineapples, they literally, you physically plant the whole fruit into the plot. And then so basically it saves you time in replanting because you get to skip using the grain mill. I love your background. Thank you, Bradley. Yes, exactly. See? Kaio, exactly. It wouldn't... So with this method, why do this when... You know, and honestly, almost yes and no, because if you think about it with the balloon auto farm, that requires 1 balloon for every plot you plan on doing. So that would be, you know, if in this case, that's 350 balloons just on this row. Whereas when you use the balloons, think about it. You use the balloons, it breaks them instantly, right? Which is great. We still got to run your ass up and down the row to collect it all, which is, you know, still like not hugely time consuming, but it takes an amount of time. Well, this thing's auto running and it's going right into your inventory. So it's like, yeah, you're not harvesting it instantly, but you're like picking it up at basically the same rate or faster. So arguably, I think they'd be equal depending on what you want to put your time and effort into, right? It's super easy to have max clonberries, hence large supply of mahogany for planks and rods and charter master shards. Oh, interesting. Yeah, Christian Ramirez, Bert, thank you for all the gifts, guys. Thank you. Wow. Quick question. Is there a limit in height to the village since the border to the sides is a limit? No, I believe the village perimeter can go as... Because I made a sky base. Remember when we did... I have a tutorial for it. If you want to make a sky base, it's really easy. It just uses the bus station. And we built a sky base, and it was probably like a good 100, 150 meters in the air. And we tried putting a village on it, and it worked. We were able to put a village up in the air. It just made the... Like, I think the village perimeter is infinite height, now that you mention it. Stocking up corn, wheat, pumpkins. Pretty much same auto farm. I'll probably just stick with my auto farm. My auto farm for wheat, I have 300 in the auto farm already. I haven't played LEGO Fortnite forever. It's been updated a ton since it came out. The only... And what's interesting is... you don't get vines this way from harvesting. Like, you get vines off of the other stuff when you auto-harvest it. But if you hand-harvest wheat or corn or pumpkins, you actually do still get the vine. Because it still, like I said, it breaks the bushel, that method. Jack Stew, how what? raspberries too. Like right now, I'm pretty much, I don't even need to be collecting slapberries. I'm almost like not maxed out, but like to a point where I have about as much as I intended to get. It's an efficient design. It really works well for me. If you're on console, you might not be able to click this fast because I'm using a scroll wheel on console or on a PC. Oop. We're full. I forgot to empty my bags. Do you dream of Legos? Not necessarily, but I will say to help me fall asleep, I'll just like plan out what I'm gonna do the next day, like on stream or in the game in my head. I'll just like think about like, oh, what's my checklist? And it'll just like, it's one of those thoughts that you just get lost in and really does like help you fall asleep. Like it could be about anything, it doesn't have to be about Lego, but if you like just start thinking about random stuff, and I've done that. It's called the Tetris effect. It's like a real thing. You can like start falling asleep and seeing what you were like gaming in your like as you're falling asleep in your dreams. It like originated with Tetris. When Tetris came out, people would play it for so long that they would see the like the falling blocks in their dreams and as they slept and stuff. Even Ninja talked about it. He would talk about like when I fall, like I'm falling asleep, I'd be dreaming, and he would be taught like he'd be dreaming about like full piecing people and like, you know, like building and stuff like that, like build battling in his dreams. Like it's really play like, and you do anything long enough. When I worked fast food, trust me, I heard those beepers going off in my dreams every once in a while. You work in a 8 or 12-hour shifts in a restaurant here, and beep beep beep, you know, all the different things you do. You start to, it starts to carry over. Yeah, like I said, the village perimeter should be infinitely tall. So like I don't know if villagers will like physically access it, but like in theory, I guess it's worth just giving a test, right? Couldn't hurt. Okay, so we need to now get all that junk out of my bag. We're gonna get the other rows done, but they're gonna take forever because I gotta do it's the tough part. Yep, 350 at least. Means we need 700. Yep, perfect. That'll be just enough for one row. People still play this? Oh yeah. Miss Dimples, the party of 10. Let's go. Yep, a piece. What's the new update? So they upgraded the wall mounts and made it so we can display pretty much anything on them. So for example, you can display dirt if you want to. You can display fertilizer, you can display granite, you can display flexwood, metal, copper, whatever you want. It's pretty cool. Then they also upgraded the, what is it, the cycle, or the Shatterhorn Thunderclap Blade. What is it called? I can't always forget what it's called. Yeah, that's a huge, huge thing. And then they also added the brand new recycler. So you can throw in any sort of weapons or tools or equipment, and it breaks it down and gives you some of the items back. So like you can actually use, like if an enemy drops like a kind of a crappy, almost broken weapon, instead of just not picking it up or burning it, you can actually throw it in the recycler and get some granite or some slabs or some gems, depending on what it is. So it's pretty nice. Okay. As much as I want to go collect right now. Oh, no, no, no. I need to go over here first, and we need to do a little, like a thing. Just gotta do something. Hold on. Did I? Oh, it needs to go back the other way. Or is it too low? Weird. I just want this so I want to copy the start point. So that's all I'm doing. And I don't want to like line it up by eye. It's easier to do it this way. There we go. Might as well do it for all of them real quick. It's just easier than trying to eyeball and count. Snap it there, nudge it over, and now we know it's exactly on the same line as all the other ones have been. Although this one, there might be a big-ass tree in the way. I might have to eyeball this one. It's gonna work. I don't know. And then we go. Wasn't it like that? I don't even remember. I guess if it's off by one space, it's not gonna like end me. I think it was more like that. Cause I don't want to break the tree. All the like, I had to break a lot of trees to get this built. There we go. What are you building? Auto farm. These were just spacers. Oh, hi, chicken. Oh, he lived. Oh. I spoke too soon. There we go. I just wanted to get, because each one of these has a little stopper for this, and I just want all the stoppers and all, so that subsequently all the rows to start at the same. Not that it matters, but it just helps. A little bit of the visual satisfaction of this whole farm, having them all start and stop at the same point, even though they might all kind of be a little bit different heights from the ground. What should I do now? Build with what the builds you want. That's what I would do. Do brutes? No, I do not know specifically if brutes will survive in water or not. Okay, now it's the really tedious part, which is doing 350 of these. I got that right? Like, this is it's a time dump to begin with, but once you get it going. In all honesty, I probably could have gone with less, too, per row, but the scale is fun. But this is probably the most time-consuming part of setting it up, is getting the plots down. Because I'd say I could plant the seeds faster and more consistently than I can put down the plots. Because putting down the seeds is a little bit more automatic. Oops. Because I can't mess up like that. No. Give me that. And see, sometimes even when I'm aiming, it'll, like, move. And then I can't aim to get it back on without re-nudging it again. Oh, but I meant people were asking what I was building. So you'll see I'm completing these 3 rows. This is what we're building, though, and the whole point of it is to... This next row is going to be pineapples, which I actually should test something real quick. But this is what we're going to be doing, but with pretty much the other fruits. Because then I'd have to use sand and more snow, which I really didn't feel like collecting now. And yeah, if I were doing a regular village that was like just meant to look pretty and I wanted it to look cool and match, whereas this is just a industrial mega farm. I like the idea of just going with gray and brown. Seemed simple enough. There's still a build limit? Yes and no. I mean, it's gotten much larger as long as you kind of like don't build way too densely and build one big mega structure right off the bat. The jump pad should unlock when you get copper bars or silk fabric made, probably, I would imagine, is the threshold. Damn it. If I look like 1 pixel too far at the last second, it'll just nudge it 1 more space and then I place it. Am I lagging? Yes. It's its own standalone game. I think a lot of people, I don't think they did their mark, like, I think it was because, not that they didn't do good marketing to, like, advertise that the game was existing, but I think it's because up until last year, everything that wasn't Battle Royale directly, it was a side, quote-unquote, side mode, temporary mode, kind of like a gimmick. Whereas, like, last year, when they, or I guess technically the year before, when they released Festival and LEGO Fortnite, those are, I mean, like, Festival and Rocket Racing are still, like, derivatives of, like, Epic directly, but LEGO Fortnite is its own standalone game. You realize that LEGO and Sony went together in on a deal with Epic, and LEGO and Sony paid and invested $2 billion into Epic Games to essentially, like, I don't know what the split is, but like co-produce. Like, I don't know how much Epic does on the development side versus Lego, but Lego and Sony dumped a F ton of money. not just into Lego Fortnite, but into like the Lego metaverse is what they were kind of calling it, because we've actually known about the Lego and Fortnite collaboration for a handful of years now. I think it was back in like 2021 or something like that. I remembered seeing an article that said that Epic Games and Lego had just partnered. However, it didn't mention what they were working on at the time. This was way before Lego Fortnite, the game, got announced. And it just said, the article was about Lego and Sony dumping $2 billion to collaborate with Epic in some sort of metaverse fashion. And at that point, I was like, oh, I hope I get Fortnite Lego sets. And we eventually got those, but I had no idea that was going to come to be its own Lego survival game. So it is its own standalone Lego game. It's definitely not like a side mode or like a gimmick mode or anything like that. That's why they still update it. You're the only person I know. Well, I mean, in real life, I only know one person who plays Marvel Rivals. Doesn't mean it's, you know, not popular. But, you know, depends on who you surround yourself with, I suppose. And it depends on the kind of content you're interested in, because if you, like, that's the thing, is you won't see content you're not looking for, right? So if you don't play the game or you don't watch it normally, it's fairly likely that the For You page is not going to serve you many Lego Fortnite streamers. Because when I scroll through my For You page, I see, you know, every other stream is, you know, if it's during the middle of the day like it is now, when I literally logged on to TikTok this morning, who do I see? Remy Lexington streaming at his normal time. It just pops up on my For You page because I'm looking at my phone at the same time he's streaming, and the FYP already knows I've expressed interest in Lego Fortnite. And it's not as if I don't enjoy other games. People see me play this and they assume, like, oh my god, this guy's taste must be terrible. I can't ever see myself playing this game. It's like, not only do I, like, do I passionately enjoy this game, doesn't mean I don't enjoy other games. And what got me into, actually, the first real, like, PC gaming growing up, StarCraft, Warcraft, World of Warcraft eventually. And then in my later teen years, I got in when League of Legends first came out. My POS peak, like, family computer was actually able to run League of Legends, so I, like, played League of Legends. And then when I was like an adult and living on my own, I built my own PC because Overwatch was coming out at the time. And my brother helped me build a PC that was able to run it, so I got super into Overwatch, and then I got super into PUBG, and then I got super into Overwatch 2 again when it came out, and been into Fortnite since like Chapter 1 Season 3, so I haven't had a lot, you know. And I played Grand Theft Auto. I love GTA. Played it pretty much every GTA since GTA 3 as a kid. And I played GTA 5 when it first came out, which is long ass time ago now. But I played it on my Xbox 3. I can't even remember if it was my Xbox 360. I think it was an Xbox 360 that I played it on. And I beat it before there was any sort of DLC content, or I think before GTA Online was a thing, because that wasn't a thing right at the beginning, right? I wouldn't even remember. All I know is I played the campaign, and then pretty much, you know, tried to do. I don't think I 100%ed it or anything, but you know, I beat the campaign and did some of the peripheral stuff, and then finished respiratory school. I was never good at StarCraft. I didn't understand like meta, like, you know, metas and how the game was, you know, played at even a remote competitive level until I got to be like a later teen. And I remember my brother built his first PC when we were teenagers, and he played StarCraft 2 when it came out, and that's when I learned like a little more in depth. It was like playing World of Warcraft when I was 12 versus playing when I was in my 20s when Classic came back out. It's just like my intellect allowed me to be so much better at the game. Because like StarCraft, it takes a lot of like, not like crazy knowledge, but like most kids aren't going to understand like rushes and hotkeys and all that other stuff that like makes a competitive StarCraft player a competitive StarCraft player. But it was fun. What are you building? I am building a giant farm. This is going to be for pineapples. This bro. I probably haven't played League of Legends in over 10 years, but I did enjoy it when I played, for sure. Wasn't very good at that game either, but that was also the beginning of my PC gaming days. Because I've, like, as I've played more and more PC games, I've gotten progressively better at aiming, and then also at just overall PC, like, kind of, like, feels in general. Speed harvesting day 100? No. I'm gonna go for, like, a couple days. Probably only need today, and I'll be done. But I'm GM1 in Marvel Rivals. I'm probably tonight after the stream. I'm gonna make my push for Celestial again. See if I can bring it home. Poe, you can join my Discord or ask people to play with in my chat here. Is LEGO Fortnite still fun? I find it fun. I guess it's a matter of opinion, I suppose. A lot of movies. Not many sports anymore. I watched a lot of sports when I was a teenager, but not so much anymore. Time and interest kind of went down for sports. Oh, yeah, hold on. I want to test something real quick. I just want to see, like, how high it is in comparison to the rig as I go by and see if I need to, like, make any adjustments. You know? Because this one's lower. I don't know if I'll need to, like, look at a different angle or make it so I'm possibly one block lower to the ground because these are going to... Because I don't want it... What you don't want to do is look at the garden plot. Because if we're spamming collect, that's the same button to open the garden plot or chests or whatever. So we want to be looking at just the fruit as we go by and not the garden plot at all. Otherwise, as we're spam clicking, it's going to open up the plot and then we'll stop collecting. So I want to make sure that the height for this, because all these other ones are pretty standard. All the berries are the same, and then tomatoes are pretty much the same height as all the berries are, but these pineapples are quite a bit lower to the ground. So I just want to make sure before I even get them planted that all those adjustments are accounted for. That, and we have time to wait for those to grow, or at least a few minutes. I need to go get some more dirt. And also, I did another small little thing off stream the other day, or last night before I went to bed. So let's put that stuff away. Perfect. And it's not a new outpost, but it's a new part of an old outpost. I converted this is the pig farm over here anyway that I already had. But I added a compost Ha! Sorry. I still have to finish the shelves. I ran out of materials the other night while I was building and or didn't run out, but needed to go fetch some more. No, just give me the... leave the biomass in there. And then what were we going to do on the second row? Dirt. Actually, I'm just going to put it in here. What am I putting in here for all of this? Seeds, baby. Any seeds from any of the plants. Do you see how self-perpetuating this whole farm system is that I've got going? Everything can be used for everything. Yo, thank you, Jack. Which way do I need to go? This way, right? Yeah, lots of doo-doo, and also I don't feel like digging, so... lots of dirt as well. There we go. And then while we're waiting another minute, might as well... let's go build some more chests. Tutorial on the jump pad freeway is posted on my page already. Don't even worry. It's already there for you. Pew pew. You play any other games, bro? Yeah, just not on stream. I've been playing a lot of Marvel Rivals lately. I was just saying I'm GM1. Why only this? Because this is what I enjoy to make content about. Like, I enjoy Marvel Rivals, but it's not really something that I want to sit there for 8 hours a day and stream. I would rather sit for, like, you know, whatever amount of time. I would rather play this for hours on end on stream. It's more enjoyable in a stream setting for me. And that's just personal preference, right? It's like, it's not going to be everybody. Maybe you'd prefer streaming Marvel Rivals a heck of a lot more, and then maybe you should. But otherwise, I really have not a lot of interest in streaming another game. That and... like, I know this is my niche, so if I stream it, like, and if I streamed, like, a lot of Marvel Rivals, it wouldn't be a bad thing, but I also, at the same time, wouldn't feel inclined to, like, post any content about it. I would just stream it. Whereas LEGO Fortnite, not only do I want to stream it, but I also want to, like, make videos about it, because I'm passionate about it. Oops. What college did you graduate from? I graduated from Kaplan College, which is... actually, I was the last graduating class before they ended up closing down their campus in Phoenix. But I went to Kaplan College for respiratory care. So I have a associate's degree in cardiopulmonary sciences. That's what it technically is called, I believe. I'd have to go grab the piece of paper out of my closet, wherever the hell that thing is now. My degree. And, yeah. Now we can move the stuff over. Then we got a row for duty, a row for biomass, and a row for dirt. Sir, what's the new update? I got a video on it about 4 or 5 videos back. It's not much. It's mostly like quality of life changes. They made it so, as you can see, we can put anything on the wall mounts now. And it puts them on like a little dish for you on the wall. But any item can go on the wall mount now. They also buffed the Thunderclap Blade. And then they made villager interactions. And then they also gave us... There's not only the compost machine, we have a recycler, which is for tools and weapons and equipment. You can put, even if they're like, so let's say you get like a full tool from an enemy, but it's like blue or green, so you're not going to use it. Well, you can throw it in here and get materials back from it now. It's pretty neat. Oh, I gotta move. Duty. There we go. Okay. Plenty of dirt and doo-doo now. Take me away. What are you doing, bro? Making poo patties? Alright, let's see. These pineapples should probably be all grown up now. I was getting fertilizer from my compost bins, which is quite literally poop in the game. Okay, so like... Yeah, look, it's perfect. I can just look here, collect, and then, yeah, it still looks... It's not looking far enough down. Like, I can look here. I don't have to look here to collect it. I can still collect it by looking up pretty high. So perfect. Quick little test run. I just wanted to get some tomato seeds to replace those tomatoes that I broke. It's gonna drive me nuts. And then yeah, we'll get the pineapples going. And then I might have to adjust the height a little bit for the trees. But I guess we'll see. Oh, what's going on, A1? How we doing today? This world I've had for definitely well over, like, 1,500 hours, probably. Alright, so let's do... Time to go. Oh, I didn't grab the actual pineapples, rip. They were in the chest over there. See how pineapples, it's the same with coconuts and bananas. To plant them, you just plant them directly into the ground. You only need one. So I'm just depositing it, it's going down one, then I'm pulling the stack back out, so it goes down one every time. It's like the fastest way to harvest that I found on PC at least. Oops. Gotta make sure you pull the stack back up. Because with this method, we're hand harvesting, so we don't need to replant. So this is actually really useful for pineapples. Because pineapples, you can't use the auto farm method because you only get one back. So the fact that you can harvest them even faster by hand, it kind of makes it much easier to harvest pineapples than ever before. Have they patched the method of building sideways on the ceilings? No. You can absolutely still do that. Some people will say it wasn't working for them, but I don't know. It still works for me just fine. And it's worked for, I haven't heard anybody else complain about it at this point that it wasn't. Are you gonna stock up on cheese though? I'll probably just go, well, you get it off, don't you get it off Pirates now too? In the Lost Isles? Not Lost Isles, Pirates, and, Skeletons drop it now. Oh, you butthole! I gotta build another village out here to get these guys to stop spawning. Ruining my pineapples. Gambling helps to maintain interest in sports. That's probably something that would definitely help. That's what you always hear in the movies when they're like, let's make it interesting. Money always makes things more interesting, right? I've thought about, like, I see those silly bets that people make where they're like, you know, they'll bet every game in March Madness to have, like, a specific score, and if one of them hits, they come out positive or something. Like, I think it'd be fun to do joke bets, like Hail Mary, just joke bets like that. Or like the bets where they bet on the Gatorade color in the Super Bowl and stuff. When they, like, dump it on the coach. There's, like, a whole bet just for that. What time is it for me? It's just about to hit 5 p.m. for me here in Phoenix. Don't worry, we're almost halfway there. Oh, we really are. I wasn't expecting to be 3 spots away. It's like, I knew I had a little bit left to go, but not that little. Okay, we're halfway there. Halfway there. Halfway there. Yo, what's going on, Zeppelin? Also, Christian, thank you for the Minecrafts and the GGs again. That chess meme guy? I don't know why I'm not envisioning what you're talking about. Because, like, I know memes, but chess meme guy. Maybe I'd know it when I saw it. Chess meme guy. Chess meme guy. Let me Google it. Nice, okay. I don't know. I got more hair than him, that's for sure. He's got very short hair. But I can see it. The build rather than the facial features. Just thin and glasses, but that's a lot. That describes a lot of males. So that's a meme. That must be I've never seen that meme before. Or that specific picture for it. No, give me a seed. Or give me a pineapple bed. Yeah, does anybody know where you actually do stock up on cheese from? Or like, I know it's from like Frostlands skeletons, and I think it's still, does it still come in chests from the Frostlands? Because I know they changed how the chests kind of work when Storm King came out, and I don't know if they still give up cheese from the chest, but I know like the Frostlands enemies probably still do, and I think it's the Lost Isles enemies that also give cheese now too. So it's not like crazy easy, but it's easier, I think, than it was before. But I wish they would give us a way to make the cheese at the juicer. Just let us use like milk or whatever. No, we had a new update on Tuesday, not today. And it was a small one. Nothing new today. It was all on Tuesday. And then our next big update is likely going to be May, the beginning of May. We might get another like small or medium-sized quality of life update before then. But I wouldn't expect anything large and groundbreaking until May. Now it's hard to make cable car? What do you mean? Like a monorail? Honestly, I think it's easier than ever. The dynamic foundations slide really nicely without any wheels at all. Like, I could build a monorail system with this basic setup without the food on it. It would be perfect. What are you doing? Building speed auto farms. So I'll show you, once I get these pineapples planted, I'll show you what we're doing. Probably takes me about 10 or 15 minutes just to get all 350 done. Depends on what kind of pace I keep. Maybe it's less time. Depends on how many times I mess up like that. Oh, not those. What if you make the creation of the auto farm auto? What do you mean? Like a porta-fort? But my pre-done design? Be nice. Because after I'm done doing this farming spurt, I'm probably just going to do some building until whatever the next update is. Go do some Craftopia building in the SMP server with everybody in Haskins and Bide Guy and all them. And then work on some other villages in my own world. I'll probably do something beachy, I'm thinking. There we go. I just got to build a little car here in a minute. When I make use the power tire to make cable car, this stone is aligned, broke to pieces. Oh, yeah, dynamic stuff in this game, unfortunately, regardless of what kind of build it is a lot of times pretty fragile. But this is what I'm building. So I just finished the pineapple row. You know how to make one IRL? Make what IRL? Do you have a Craftopia key? Yes. If you feed pet cows milk in the future, it'll give you cheese. That would be nice. Oops, I missed one. I missed another one. Ray says my mic is quiet. Is it quiet for everybody else? Should be normal. I haven't had any other complaints today. Sometimes I do speak softly if I start to zone out a little bit when I'm farming and building. Where do they land? Where do what land? Oh, they're going right into my inventory. Look at the left side. They're going in. I'm picking them up. They're going into my inventory. Let me see your base. Yeah, I'm going to make a trip back there in just a minute. I'm just going to collect some raspberries and tomatoes before I head back. You have to spam, unfortunately. It doesn't let you hold down. So I'm on PC, so what I do is I went and bought a mouse that has a free spinning scroll wheel, so I could just spin it like a fidget spinner. And then I have collect bound scroll wheel down, so really I just spin the scroll wheel as I go by. Yeah, I wish there was more use for Stormcore as well. I have a tutorial on my TikTok and YouTube. Most of these I already have plenty of. Not that I don't need more for shakes, but here, let's take these back. Yeah, on controller you'll miss some, so instead of building a rig like I did, just build a line of crops and run by it. Running will be a little bit slower than my little rocket car thing. So, like, you just slow down the speed you go. So just ditch doing the complicated part that I did. Just run by it. Make it super simple. This is my storage base. My main storage base in this world. At what point do you no longer use the first base? What do you mean? Like the one from over here? Like my tan one? I haven't used it in a while. Boom. Raspberries. And then the leftover pineapples. Hey. Why is there's a visual glitch? It's showing the roasted pineapple as a regular pineapple. Boo! Pumpkin's, yeah, the pumpkin's right. It's just slightly darker. Whereas the tomato, the pineapple is absolutely... Same with the coconut. The coconut should be darker too. There's a visual bug going on with those ones now. Any other ones? Yeah, no, those ones are bugged. You can even see they should be like this shade of brown, but they're the same shade as this one, even though they're actually right on the wall. Why are you farming? Kind of just for fun and to get ridiculous amounts of food. Pretty much. Naming the bus stops would be nice. I always see you farming. I mean, I've been doing that for the last 3 days. So before that, that's not what I was doing. Def not. I mean, I guess I was doing a little bit the couple days before that last week, before the update, with regular farming. But I guess that's been a little bit of the theme the last, like, 7 days or so. But, you know, this is stuff I enjoy to do. This is not my everyday deal. I mean, I've spent hundreds and hundreds of hours building magnificently detailed and large villages. Every once in a while, I like to turn my brain off and do repetitive tasks and collect a bunch of stuff, you know? Those are extra, so we'll just turn those into seeds. Raspberries, yeah. As soon as I get used to the UI and how to navigate through all the UI changes they do, they change it. So now that I got this all speedy and down and I remember all the hotkeys, they're gonna change it like in the next update. Watch. Do you play BR or Reload? Yeah, I play mostly Reload if I do play, but I haven't been playing lately. I've been playing mostly Marvel Rivals when I'm not playing this game. And then tomatoes. Yep. And these should be the last of the roasted tomatoes that I needed. Yeah, trust me, Matt. I love the new wall mount system. Like, my base is already pretty organized, but now it's like top-notch organized. I love having everything having its own wall mount. It's very satisfying. Wagon. Like, I already knew where everything was, but now it's just... It looks nice. It's clean. Yeah, I was going Ishmael. Oh, she says hold on. See, that was the new village. That was what I was talking about, where, like, it's small, but, like, every once in a while, your village will just have a little dialogue box and say something to you. Give a house tour? Really in here, there's not much going on. Like, down here, there's stuff for like, for crafting, but in here, it's kind of just... Nothing's really decorated in here because this is a storage base, so I didn't really want to build anything in here besides beds for the villagers just due to complexity limits. But there is, like, you know, floors and an actual floor plan for the most part. Yeah, like this whole building connects and you go through the whole thing. No, I haven't heard of them specifically. Did they do anything about the fish farm? I don't believe so, no. Alright. So next, we're going to be doing... banana. Or coconuts. Let's do coconuts. How many is this? 560. Plenty. Actually, let's just bring the bananas over too. Because we only need... Actually, we just need... Yeah, 350. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 400, 400. Perfect. Because then I can just cook the rest. I have a tutorial for this jump pad freeway on my TikTok and YouTube, by the way, if you want to build this. It's really simple to set up. All right. Do you have all Lego kits? Yeah. So we're gonna do bananas next. We just gotta do all the farm plots first. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Gives us 400. Means we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then we can plot the whole thing. Bananas you just put directly into the farm plot. Same with coconuts, same with pineapples. So you don't even have to turn them in. There is no seeds for them. So therefore, you don't have to do anything extra. You literally just put a farm plot down and then put the banana, like it's a seed, but it's the whole fruit. And I guess the reason I was farming so much is last week I wanted to do this. It was funny because it kind of is serendipitous. Last week, before the update, I was farming. Not really like, you know, I didn't think it would be important for the update, but I was just like, I'll get up some food. And then after the update, they put in a ghost change, which was the harvesting collection time that they didn't mention in the patch notes. So subsequently, by their design, it pushed me to do even more farming than I would have done because the auto farm is honestly really annoying to keep up. It's efficient to an extent, but this is automation. So I'll still have to go for like wheat, pumpkins, and the other stuff to the auto farm. But for everything else, I've been able to collect quite literally thousands and thousands and thousands of each kind of fruit that in like not that much time, or like compared to how long it would take me with other methods. Damn it. Damn it. Do you know anything about what servers? I like extra servers for the game? I wouldn't know. Like private servers, like if you could pay for like server space for this game and you can get like more build limit, I would pay in a heartbeat. Yeah, I've tried the fish farming a bit. I'm probably gonna do that. Might be what I do a little bit more sometime at some point this week. Just because who knows if that'll get patched, and it is a good way to get fish up, but like it would get me more of the other fish foods, obviously, like if I want to get a whole chest of black and blue sushi, for instance, which isn't super important, but This game is so dead. Sure, why not? Oh, don't bother, McChillin Worm. They'll just backpedal into another random point. And then it'll be, oh, that's nothing. But this game has this many. That's exactly where the backpedal always goes. I've been looking for wood farm, but I didn't, like, what do you mean wood farm? What's funny is, like, 30,000 is, even if, like, that was the total players, like, that's just concurrent right now, obviously. But, like, it still blows my mind that people think that's a small number. It's like, everything's relative, right? So 30,000 compared to 2 million. Obviously, that's a big difference. But that doesn't make 30,000 an overall small number. Relative to millions, yes, it's smaller. But if I were to say, like, it's like the difference between $1 million and $30,000. Would you deny $30,000? Because you'd be, would your point go, oh, that's nothing compared to $1 million? That's still a lot of money, dude. You're not gonna like, so it's kind of not as exaggerated with like the player base here, but like it's kind of the same logic where just because it's not a lot compared to something else, or it's not the most popular, it doesn't make that other amount not substantial. How much cost my what? Yeah, oh, Ray, thank you for the follow. HP, thank you for the follow. Also, when it comes to, you know, I haven't made this point in a while, but just go for everybody else's knowledge. Like, if people try to make you feel bad about the games you play or stream or make content about, you know who one of the most successful streamers is right now? Like, who's up there still? Jinxie. You know what game he got famous on? Rainbow Six Siege. You know what game isn't the most popular? I think Rainbow Six Siege gets about, like, I think I looked it up, like, months ago. Rainbow Six Siege, I think, gets about as much concurrent players as, like, LEGO Fortnite was, or is. So it's like, who cares how many people are playing it? You can be successful, you can have fun. You know, and I think people also misunderstand the definition of a dead game. Dead game means, like, there's probably less than a few hundred people to like 1,000 people playing it at all. And then a dead game also usually refers to the fact that it's not in like it's not being further developed. Like the devs have said, "Hey, that was the last update, y'all. Peace out." And that can happen at any given point. A game can die, and you know, like what was that? What was that one game? Shoot, can't even remember. It was Concord or whatever. I think that was that what it was called? It was like a shooter game or something that just could come out, and then it like literally died like a week later, had like 1,000 players globally, and the devs were like, yeah, we're just not gonna do it anymore. And that's a dead game. Just because a game has less players than when it started doesn't mean it's dead. It's just not as popular as it was. One could argue Fortnite's dead, but still gets, you know, millions of weekly players. But like, you know, a game a year and 3 months down the road that the devs are still actively and planning on developing for years to come, and that has 30 to 40,000 players in a content drought, mind you. This game hasn't gotten a major update in over 3 months. When those updates are dropping, they're actually like not as far in between. This game has closer to like average like 60 or 70,000 concurrent players most days. And then when like Storm King came out and like on bigger update days and like for that week after, it generally gets over 100K concurrent. And if that's a dead game, I guess I need to like reverse my definition of what a dead game is and isn't. And see, that's the thing, children. I wouldn't even say only. That's a lot of players. But I guess I was making the comparison in like, and I think they have had big updates recently. And that's the thing is like, what if Jinxie didn't exist? Would R6 be at 90K, or would it maybe be back down in like 30 or 40K because they don't have this like powerhouse of a comedic content creator who is Jinxie, you know, who is passionate about the game. The reason he plays is because he's passionate about it, not because he was told to or pressured to or whatever. Like, so how much does he offer to that game? And it's like, I know I'm not trying to like compare myself to Jinxie, but like in this game where maybe it's not as popular as it could be, and what if the game just does need that kind of like bright star in the community to, you know, kind of help show everybody how fun it is and can make it fun. That's kind of my goal. You know, I'm not as like raunchy and off the wall as Jinxie, but I am still just as passionate about this game as I'd argue any other streamer that plays their game is. Oh, Red Dead, even though servers are small. See, and that's the thing is, no matter what, like, and I said this the other day, people still play Tetris competitively. Someone, dude, like a 14-year-old broke a world record in Tetris like earlier this year. I can't remember. It was recent. They just like they literally beat Tetris. I think it was the first person to beat Tetris. When you get to a certain level, it just jumbles up and glitches out and you like break the game. I'm almost positive. Or is that what happens in Pac-Man? I think that happens in Pac-Man when you get to the end, too. Like, you get so far, it just, the code just jumbles everything up and it becomes a mess. Shelving in the background. Oh, on my, like, on my storage base? No worries, Mirko. Happy to have you. Sorry if I misunderstand. Oh, so you want to see, like, my chests from my storage base? How I built those? They use parts from Lion Knight's Castle, which is a paid kit. Or you want to know, like, how to build these. Like, these are pretty simple. Like, this system is super easy to set up. Or you're wanting to see... Oh! My actual shelf setup. Sorry, I usually think people are talking... Unfortunately... even if I wanted to buy more of these shelves, I couldn't. Does anybody remember the retail store called Pier 1 Imports? It went out of business about 4 or 5 years ago, I think, during COVID. And they did liquidation sales at all of their locations nationwide. I went in, checked it out, and was like, oh, like they weren't even selling merchandise. They were literally liquidating the actual equipment in the store. And that meant the displays for the merchandise. So these weren't shelves that Pier 1 was selling. These were shelves that Pier 1 was using to display their merchandise in the stores. You might recognize them if you frequented Pier 1 throughout the 90s and 2000s. So I got these for a steal. I waited a couple days into the liquidation sale because at first it was like 50% off. And then I talked to the lady there, and she's like, oh yeah, every day it's gonna go like up 10% in discount. So I waited a couple more days because they had like probably like 50 of the tall units and like another 50 of the short, like half size units. And I waited until they were like 70 or 80% off, and they still had plenty of them. Went in right like the next day when they were ready to open up. And I got the tall ones for $7 a unit. And I got the half ones for $5 a unit. And they're like full metal frames, fully adjustable shelves, full nice like rollerbladey spinny wheels on the bottom. They disassemble piece by piece, so they're really easy to move and store. They're super high like quality. Yeah, $7. $7 per, I think, including the U-Haul truck that I rented to haul it out, because I don't think I disassembled. I literally just didn't feel like disassembling them at obviously Pier 1, so I literally rented a U-Haul and was able to fit all the ones I bought into a U-Haul, including my U-Haul rental. I paid literally less than $300 for like probably like I think I got like 25 units total or something. It was like I got like a lot of units. And I have more of these in other rooms. I have more of these in my garage. I just can't get any more than I already have, but I stocked up. Like I saw the opportunity, and I did not let it pass me up, because I don't know if you can tell, but they're square. They're not like they're not wider than they are deep. Each unit is just as wide or just as deep as it is wide. I think they're 2 feet. I think they're like 48 by 48 inches for the unit. So for my Lego display, it's perfect because the stuff in the front I put at shelf level. And then as I go up, what I do is, you can probably barely see them because it's my favorite. It's actually part of my favorite reason is you go onto Amazon, look up acrylic display stands, and they're literally just little like U-shaped clear plastic acrylic stands. And so as you go back in the shelves, I just put things on clear stands to raise it up so you can actually see the stuff that's in the back of the shelf, so the stuff in the front's not fully blocking it. And then the whole thing. And then I went to Walmart, and they had clearance on a bunch of their electronic stuff, and I noticed they had light strips, one of their random light strips brand they had on clearance for like $1 or $2 per light strip pack of 6 feet. So I was like, all right, give me hundreds of feet of light strips. And then I wired all the lights up in there, and oh yeah, it was an amazing deal. Oh yeah, these, like if I look these up, like if you found something similar to these would be easily over $100 a unit. I easily. Like you're not, maybe not 15K, but a couple grand worth of shelving probably. You're not wrong. Couple grand for like 300. I was actually, because I had so many, I was just like, I wonder how much I could sell these for successfully on OfferUp or Marketplace. And I literally posted a couple of them. Within 2 days, I sold like 2 of them, like no problem, for like 60 or 70 bucks. So I'm like, I know, like if I was a flipper, oh my God, I would have bought every single one of them they had and flipped them and probably made like 10 grand for a couple $100. What is that? Oh, that's from Spacer. Wait, oh, I'd never grabbed this stuff. Is this Lego Fortnite? Yeah. Did they change the look of the inside of caves? Which ones specifically? I think sometimes they are a little brighter than they used to be, but I don't know if that's a visual glitch or not. What's the update? They made it so we can display anything on wall mounts. So I actually don't want to build on that. So look, you know how you can only do food and stuff like that before, and weapons? Behold. Granite on the wall. Blast powder on the wall. Copper on the wall. Gems on the wall. Flexwood on the wall. Everything goes on the wall. a pro pit. What are you saying? I don't know. I know the words you're saying. I just don't know what they mean in that order. People actually don't have a pro. What does that mean? Am I missing something? Am I too old for that reference? Not old enough? I don't know. LEGO Fortnite is the cringiest game ever. I think people who think that have the most closed minds ever. How is an open world, standalone LEGO game cringe? Like, we all love, like, trust me, I love LEGO Star Wars and LEGO Indiana Jones like the next person. But how is this seen as, like, lesser than those games? This is a game made by LEGO and Epic, that's why it's called LEGO Fortnite. It has nothing to do with Fortnite, really, other than its development. I just feel like because it has Fortnite attached to it, that people just go, it has to be bad. I don't like Fortnite. Icky. And, like, they don't even give it a chance. Because what if this game wasn't produced by Epic and LEGO just came out with a game called LEGO Odyssey? What if it was just called LEGO Odyssey and Fortnite had nothing to do with it and it was the same game? You'd get 90% less complaints and stuff about it, literally. I think it's people just have an ick for Fortnite, and because of that association, they can't get over it. They just can't. They can't see past the Fortnite in the title. I played it when it came out for a few hours. Honestly, Wet Band-Aid, when it first came out, in all honesty, it was basically in like an alpha, beta, like not even like a beta. We were basically beta testing for this game. It still has some issues year plus down the road, but let me tell you, if you even enjoyed it a little bit at the beginning and got bored after a few hours, there's a lot more to do now. There's like an endgame boss. We got the Storm King boss. There's like more biomes. There's a lot more like objective-based stuff to do. Is there still improvements that need to be made? Is the game perfect yet? No, but I would give or tell people that if they liked it at the beginning and want to give it another shot, but were like worried it's still going to be boring, it's definitely a lot better. The game is trash, then you shouldn't play it. Or hang out in streams where people are playing it. I mean, if you think I'm wasting my time playing a game that's trash, I mean, imagine how much more time or how much more wasted your time is watching someone play a game you think is trash. That's like if I didn't like, let's just, what's a random show? If I didn't like The Walking Dead, would I find myself even watching one episode of it if I hated it? No. I probably wouldn't even watch 5 minutes. I probably wouldn't even watch 30 seconds. But, I don't know. You do you. You spend your free time on your stuff. If that's your hobby, is giving your unsolicited opinion in other people's streams, where you can obviously probably tell the unsolicited opinion is not shared. That's your time spent. You do you. Yeah, I have nothing against. I was just coming up with a show, and I've actually never watched The Walking Dead. So I just that was a random example. I wasn't no shots fired at any fandoms. I've never watched it, but I can't say I don't like it. People just like to assert their opinions, you know, makes like it's just like human nature. Like it's something I don't get like annoyed with. It's something I like want to understand more for sure, because it's like I think it goes into like human psychology and stuff. Where it's like, why do people feel that urge and not realize they're doing it because of that, you know, for whatever reason? Because there's plenty of times where, like, you know, I can catch myself in vices like that where, you know, you catch yourself thinking away and you're like, oh yeah, that's kind of an asshole way to think. Like, maybe I should just be more chill about it. Like, I think, like, that's part of maturing or something. I don't know. Because like I said, there's plenty of things that I don't enjoy in life, but they don't make me upset when I see other people doing them. And I don't feel the urge to tell them that I don't enjoy the thing that I happen to be watching them do. It's like if you were like walking through the park and you saw someone fishing and you're just like, hey, fishing is boring and a waste of time. And you just like screamed your opinion as you walked by. It'd be really weird. So I kind of see like it's almost the same thing when you're in a stream. It's like you walked by, you saw someone doing something and you couldn't restrain yourself from making like a negative comment as you walked by. It's weird. Oh yeah, I know they're children, but it's some, you know, sometimes, you know, that's the thing is, yeah, 90% of the time, but sadly, sometimes not, man. Sometimes not. Which really, you know, what's the difference between a child and an adult that acts like a child, right? There really is none. But I guess the difference is the child is a little bit forgivable, right? They're still ignorant, young, dumb. Whereas an adult, you think they would have had it figured out by then. I mean, positive reinforcement goes a long way. Does the fish glitch still work? Yes, I believe it does. I have not heard anything yet of it being changed. It's something I thought they might get on quicker, but it doesn't seem to be that big on their radar, apparently. Which is like hit and miss, which like anything duplication related, they'll hop on that pretty quick and hotfix it. But like it's the other stuff is kind of like 50-50. They're like, are they going to care? Like which is interesting because they did, and you know, you can farm Frostpine again with balloons. Like it works again. My tutorial for that balloon, like the car that has the balloons jumping out the front with the thrusters going down so you can break trees. I'm almost positive that works again on Frostpine, where it's like something like that. We figured out how to do it. They patched it so we couldn't do it, but then all of a sudden, like, we're able to do it again. Because yeah, you can do the super like auto farm, balloon farm method on the vehicle with Frostpine, which isn't as like, I don't want to say it's less important, but like with the rarity changes from the Storm King, I wouldn't say it's like as tough either, because I think isn't it weaker now? Because it's like gray rarity or whatever. Aren't Frostpine trees still have the same health as they do pre-update? I really haven't farmed Frostpine trees since the update. I have a base in a lake and a fish always on my walkways. Yeah, so it's not new, but to the extent of replicating it purposefully and scaling it, like, yeah, it's been happening, but nobody realized it and then harnessed it the way that Lego Moxie did, right? It's like, sure, it's been around and people might have noticed it, but I believe they were the first person to go, oh, well, if that means if I do this and then put the buckets here, now I can force it and we can get tons. Whereas before, yeah, I don't doubt that other people were seeing it happen or having it happen or noticing it happen, but correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think anybody came out with a method that scaled it. Or automated it, or whatever you want to call it. It's like Haskins. He posted, remember, I think it was Haskins. He posted the video how you can like connect pieces with like the negative space that's part of the block, and you can have pieces like floating because of that. That was something that not like fully noticed, but again, I noticed that some of my parts would stick together like that even though they weren't connecting. Well, he was the first one to not only notice it, but then go, hey, how do I do this on purpose? How do I do it tastefully? And how do I do it again and again and again? So, like, he gets credit for kind of, like, normalizing it or like making it useful. Because like there's certain features or aspects of the game where like they're always going to be part of the game, but until someone innovates on it, obviously there's nothing special about it until the innovation happens. Similar to what I'm doing now, even. Like, we just got the new harvesting method, but I immediately thought, like, well, how can I do this even faster? That's the fun part about this game, is, like, there is a level of problem solving that's, like, never ending, because, like, you don't know what update they're going to add. You don't know what physic is going to change in the game. You don't know how a new, like, if they add, like, a new toy, like, we got, like, you know, we've got swivels now. We got balloons, but I think like some sort of arm would be cool, or like some sort of piston type thing. Like there's all sort of dynamic toys that they could add to the game that adds more like functionality to our vehicles and like customization wise, and like how you can actually, you know, you could eventually make something that's like a literal transformer if you have enough of the right pieces to make it happen. Yeah, that's actually not a bad way, is letting the brutes harvest it for you. All right, let's... Do I get stuff planted? Yeah, let's get stuff planted first, and then we'll build all 3 cars at the same time. All right, that is all the poo-poo we will need over here for now. Thank you for your services. All of that doo-doo. Okay. So let's go get the nanas and... Or did I bring those over already? Yes, I did. This is what we've been building. Very repetitive, but the payoff, huge. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go pee. Do you know any cool stuff to do? Well, you don't have to build it as long as I did, but I have a tutorial up on my page. It's one of the last few videos I posted You could try building this speed farm. It's really fun and satisfying. Like, again, you could build it, like, to this length, but I have it built, like, really far. Like, you could build it, like, 20, 30 spaces long. This is literally 175 spaces long going down each row. Hey, Epic! So it's quite a bit. You don't have to do it that big. What was that? What was that? What was that sound? Oh! Get away! Actually go down there and probably take them out. They probably won't break anything. That's so cool, man. Thank you. I came up with this method a few days ago, and I've been grinding it so I can farm, like, insane amounts of food. Pretty much for no reason. Other than because I want to. Admittingly. So yeah, I have a tutorial for that up. I don't even think I need to collect tomatoes anymore.
Brother, this guy stinks!
And I have a tutorial for this jump pad system. Hey, what's going on, Reed? How you doing today? Oh yeah, the game has changed a lot. The game has changed a lot. If you go to my page, on my TikTok page, I post videos almost every day. If you just scroll through, you'll see all the new stuff added, how to do like, I post so many tutorials on how to build cool cars, build farming systems, build storage bases. Like, I show you how to do a lot of fun stuff in the game if you want to. You can't defeat the Storm King? What are you having trouble with specifically? I think I'm... Oh, no. We need a few more tomatoes to fill it out. Your world. I definitely have probably one of the most detailed and stacked expert worlds. Because I also have villages that are just for show in this world, too. Like, I have a village over here. Oh, is it that one? Yeah. No, it's this one. I have a village over here that's really detailed. I have a village here that's really detailed. I have a Lost Isles village over... And these are just, like, for fun. Just, they look good kind of bases. They aren't storage bases or anything that I use. Here, let's take a detour. We've seen a bunch of farming for the day. Let's go change up the scenery a little bit. We'll go... show you the... See, like, this is the business end of my world. This is my storage base and my farming network, and it's, like, all very rigid, and, you know, my storage base looks nice and all. But the true, you know, I don't want to say point of this game, but the true art of this game is building stuff for, you know, kind of just for fun and to look good. And, you know, my storage base is meant to be organized and efficient, and it kind of looks good, you know. Whereas this village, this was built for no... I don't use this village. I only come here to show it off. And it took me about 40 hours to build. That's not part of it. That's just a random POI that the game spawned. But everything else you're about to see here was built by me. And I do have jump pad materials on me. That'll be perfect, because I don't think I have any way to jump pad here. Come on. There we go. Stop lagging. It might even crash while I'm here sometimes. I don't know if it's this village. I think it is the village, but sometimes this village makes me actually crash. So again, I didn't build that over there, but I built everything else. So this is the, oh yeah, that's a lot of blocks for sure. How do you pick where to build? Like this location, I just thought it looked cool. It had this really cool archway with this really cool thing, and it went into a mountain and had some more hills, and I was like, it's like the perfect, it's like a, I don't know, I just kind of look, and it was just like a perfect little cove here, like a little U-shape kind of, had a perfect spot next to the water with a little bit of sand. Like over, you can see over there, there's like no sand there, and then like over there, there's like a lot of sand, but not very mountainy. Where this was like the perfect spot where I had a little bit of sand to build a dock, And then I was like, oh, I could, and then before I built, I was like, oh, it'd be really cool if I built something going across here, like a big guard tower wall, and then over here was like an actual guard tower. So like, I was just like, I wanted to make it feel like we're ready for a pirate, you know, we're ready for an invasion kind of deal. So all these cannons are, on average, pointed towards the water. Like this one over here. Yeah, you could probably still hit someone out in the water with this one. You might do some friendly fire if you shoot too short, but for the most part, all of these cannons are facing, like, towards the water, essentially. So this is kind of just like a Tortuga kind of village from Pirates of the Caribbean. I think you like Lego. I don't know why. You get the feeling? Yeah, I love detail. I love architecture. I love decorating. I love it all. Ah, why is this? That shouldn't be there. That's just a... It's gotta be a visual bug, right? What? This shouldn't be here either, but it looks kind of cool. Where did that rock What? Where did that rock come from? That wasn't supposed to be there. Wait, why is it not letting... I guess that's what's bugging out. Let me sit. Can you build... Yeah, you can build a farm on top of the water. That'd probably make it, like, if you're looking to avoid as much lag as possible, that would actually be better. It just seemed... I feel like it's
I'm solo,
accidental.
and the mobs gang up on me, and I can't do anything.
Because there's no... It's like the sideways building technique. I don't think that was intended, but they left it in. It was like an accidental mechanic of the game physics. And I think the same for the fish thing. That doesn't seem like it was intentional. Because the way to, like, benefit from it is so niche. And even then, once you get it set up, like, even a few, like, Spixie Lee and... Lego Moxie have done more experimenting with it, and there's like a little bit of an exact science to it, but it's so finicky and weird that it's like, I don't think that was intentional in the slightest. Or here's my guess. Here's what I think it is. If anything, right, here's Epic Bricks theory, is that it is a intentional feature that has not been, like, it's like they got the foundation feature in ahead of time in preparation for a future update where they add something that's going to actually be an in-game feature that utilizes that mechanic. And my thought process would be some sort of utility item, like a fishing net. Because think about it, if the fish is physically a fish coming out of the water and it can be caught by hitting a board, that makes me think there's almost like a fishing net. So you would throw a fishing net on top of your little fishing spot, right? And what would happen is it would, like, it would auto collect, but instead of like hitting it and then becoming an item, what I think it's supposed to do is it's supposed to come up, essentially hit and interact with the fishing net, and instead of spawning as an item, I would think that instead it would probably go into the fishing net, and the fishing net could be interacted with and opened like a chest. So you would put the fishing net on the fishing bucket, it would auto collect fish over time, and then you would go click on the fishing net and it would open up like a little storage menu, and then it would have all the fish in there that it was auto collecting. Like, that's my best guess, is that it was a preemptive mechanic that they built in that was going to be played on later when they actually developed the item for it. Like, does that sound like a sound reasoning? Go discover my world? I mean, You want me to just go, what? Find the rest of the desert here and the rest of the grassland? I mean, I know what's there. I just haven't physically gone there yet. Like, I think it's intentional, but what's happening now is unintentional. Like, I think they're gonna do something different with it eventually. Oh, no, did pineapples. Next one. Uppies. Well, first it needs to load in. Oh, it's chilly in here today. I guess it's just not as hot outside today. I mean, it should be good. Kind of want to test. Let's just go put a couple of coconuts down. I just want to test the height for when they're grown up, if I have to change anything. Which I guess I'll have to figure out after the fact anyway, but... It's time for the fun part. Planting 350 things. I use pre-builds very rarely, but no, like 95% of the stuff in the, like, that pirate village, that was 100% custom. But there's been villages before, like my Mos Eisley village, where I used the pre-builds, just because when I was doing my Mos Eisley replica village, the pre-builds matched the vibe of, obviously, they're literally Tatooine Mos Eisley builds. So, like, for that village, there was almost not no point, but, like, why would I custom design a Mos Eisley building for a Mos Eisley village that's meant to be a Star Wars Mos Eisley village when they already gave me pretty damn good looking Mos Eisley builds that look exactly like they do, you know, from the movies in Lego form. So there's certain cases where, like, why fix what's not broken kind of situation. But most of the time, like, you know, any other build, I'll just be like, yeah, I want to do my own version of it. Oh. And then there's one other village, which is my Pleasant Park, or like Greasy Grasslands village, where honestly the focus of the village was more about the vibe of the whole neighborhood kind of vibe I was going for with the cul-de-sac, rather than worrying about like like kind of what we're gonna end up being basic houses anyway. So I was just like, I'm just gonna use prefab designs for these houses, just because they pretty much already fulfill the look I'm going for. But like I said, if I've got like over a dozen detailed villages and only 2 of them use prefabs. And even beyond that, like they use like when you see, I could take you to my Mos Eisley village, and it, like I said, it uses prefabs, but you'd look at it and be like, holy goddamn, that looks like a masterpiece. So there's times where it's tasteful to use prefabs, even if you're a custom builder. But I'm absolutely like a custom building proprietor. And I also don't look down on anybody who does use custom, you know, who does use prefabs or who builds in sandbox. I have, you know, I prefer building an expert for all my builds. But there is literally, I also am fortunate enough to have become a content creator that can sustain himself and make a living doing this. So I'm fortunate enough to be able to play this game several hours a day anytime I want to, which means that I have the time to grind all this and expert and not, you know, and actually collect everything, where some people that want to build Lego and be creative, they don't have all the free time that others might have. So I don't like to minimize the work they do just because it's in sandbox or not an expert. Because it's still, at the end of the day, they're using the creative mind, which is the whole kind of end game of LEGO for me. Like, I take pride in doing it on expert, but I don't tear anybody down that doesn't do it that way. Oh, am I lagging? Forgot this game existed, not gonna lie. So, time for a second try then, sounds like. They've added so many updates since it first came out. You probably have a lot of fun. And in May, we're probably getting another huge Star Wars update. So there'll probably be like, a lot of the community is hoping is last year, the Star Wars update for LEGO was original trilogy themed. So it was like Stormtroopers, like episode 4, 5, and 6 themed, right? Well, for this year, a lot of us are hoping that it's prequel themed. So like episode 1, 2, and 3. So then we would get like clone troopers and maybe Darth Maul with a double-bladed lightsaber or a purple lightsaber, since Mace Windu had one in the prequels. So like this Star Wars update this year has a lot of potential to be like even cooler than last year's was, because last year's was still very early on in the game when they were still kind of figuring things out, and I think they have a lot more. Because look at the Storm King update was obviously way bigger and probably cooler than the Star Wars. You know, obviously, besides the fact that it's Star Wars, right? I'm talking about like in-game mechanics, things to do. I would say Storm King was richer in content. Whereas this year, I feel like they've had plenty of time to plan and do like a better job if they wanted to than they did even last year. So I would hope that this year's Star Wars update is just as rich, if not like more, than the Storm King was for Star Wars. So I have high hopes for this year's Star Wars update. Like, I'm hoping we get like buildable, drivable X-Wings. Like, that's what I think people really, and including myself, were kind of expecting and wanting last year. Was like, dude, we didn't get one buildable Star Wars vehicle with pieces. Are you kidding me? Like, even if they were item shop ones, you know, I mean, people would buy a Millennium Falcon pre-build that came with all the building chunks you needed for the Millennium Falcon, so that way not only could you build a Millennium Falcon just like a real Lego Millennium Falcon and drive it around, but then also you get all of those building chunks to then make your own custom Star Wars vehicle, because it would all be just gray parts. And what is any Star Wars vehicle? It's gray. Like, not that it's a bad thing, but it's pretty much Star Destroyer. Like, you can just make any custom Star Wars vehicle you wanted, because you'd probably get like dozens of pieces to build the Millennium Falcon. Like, that would be peak, dude. Yeah, speeder bike. Oh, peak. Like a bark speeder. Like the ones the bark troopers ride. I don't know if that's what the speeder's called, but there's all sorts of cool stuff. Give me pod racers, dude. That'd be sick. Hey! Stop shooting my things! Dude, I swear the dagger with the sprint attack is actually goated. Oh, other side. No. No! Just leave me alone! Because it does 2 hits. So it's basically like the old crit damage. Because the old jump attack used to do 2x. Now it only does 1.5x. But, as you just saw with the dagger sprint attack, it's only with the sprint attack. It does 2 back-to-back regular attacks, which is basically like an OG 2.0 damage jump attack. one's back. Yeah, pod racers would be great. Trying to think what else from like what else? Dude, Django Fett, like they should like I wish it'd be cool if there's like multiple bosses. Like we could fight Django Fett, we could fight Darth Maul, and then like maybe like Palpatine or something, because like it would be like prequel themed. Maybe like Dooku or Grievous could be a cool boss. Grievous would actually be a sick boss. All I'm saying, all they have to do to print money, and I've said this all year long, for if they like, I'm hoping they would do another Lego Star Wars Pass for the Star Wars update. But you know, assuming they do, my hope is whatever builds they include, whatever, do something cool for the builds. But you know how the Lego passes come with a skin? You make the featured Lego Pass skin Captain Rex or Commander Cody. You just made yourself millions of, I swear, you just print money from Lego Star Wars fans and Star Wars, because you know, BR fans who are who watch Star Wars Clone Wars, the animated series. They'd be all over that for BR. Like, tell me I'm wrong. Tell me a Captain Rex skin wouldn't sell immediately. Do you let people in your world? In this world, no, not often. Yeah, you did a great job on yours. The only downside to that is you got to be like top-notch builder, like you are. You know what I mean? And you have to also use a lot of pieces. The benefit to them coming out with a kit for like a Millennium Falcon is it would be similar to the houses. Instead of having to use... Oop, did my game crash? Instead of having to use tons of small pieces... Yeah, my game crashed. You could use a smaller handful of chunks. So they could find a way to design the Millennium Falcon digitally so it breaks apart in easy to distinguish chunks of the Falcon. So the Falcon, instead of being like, you know, probably hundreds of pieces like yours is, it could be like dozens or like less than 50. No, it turned out great. Like I said, but the skill floor to build something as good as that like you is very high, is what I'm saying. You have to be like a good builder like you to achieve something like that. And it would make something that good looking more achievable for the average player. It would be like if they didn't have build prefabs, you know? Sure, we could all, like a lot of us could build some damn cool custom structures, but if they didn't have the prefabs for everybody else, it would make building in this game a lot harder for most people. Or same thing with like, and you know, there are vehicle pre-builds, but they're like you know, the LEGO Fortnite kind of themed vehicles. They're very basic, kind of like the ones I build. They're just like foundations and tires and stuff. But I do think they should move more into the like I think speed champions would be cool. They like, I really think, because like, dude, think if that's extra money for the game. If you get some of the speed champions, you know, the car brands that work with Lego for speed champions, dude, they'd probably give extra sponsor money to have their cars. You know, they'd probably help out with those costs and stuff like that. And then we could have like Ford GTs, you know, that you could like pre-build into the game or have chunks or just have like as one unit that you could drive around. I think stuff like that would be really, really cool. Like, it would be pretty sweet to drive around in a Ford Mustang, like a Lego Ford Mustang. And like, and again, I know plenty of people. Like, if you look on the Reddit, people have built some damn accurate makes and models of cars in this game with the pieces that are available. But again, sometimes they require special techniques, which not everybody is privy to, which, you know, not a good or a bad thing, but that's just the fact. And I'd love to see some more vehicles like that, whether they're like, even if they're not branded, just like sports car. Give me like Brick Life has. Give me like a sports car, a van, a truck. stuff that I could drive around in game that's like not a player-built vehicle, but just like not even pre-built, like a one-piece unit vehicle, like in Brick Life. How it's not buildable, it's just a vehicle that's there. You hop in it, you hop out, it's all one piece. It's either all there or it isn't. Old things respawn from original map after last update. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I noticed that at my when I went to the pirate base, huh? No, I haven't had that, Oni. Oh yeah, the Jar Jar skin would go hard too. Oh yeah, I got you, Digo. I'm just reiterating. Now I'm just yapping for chat purposes. Why is it taking so long? Let me in. Let me in. Let me in. Let me in. Yeah, cars that fit through the garage door. That's not the tiny little speeder thing that drives like crap. There we go. Oh, I was almost finished too. Lagging. Everything's still probably loading in, I guess. So for these, I won't get wood, but the good thing is if I ever do want wood, these I'll be able to gather for free and make into infinite seeds. And then I could always put that back into the auto farm. And then farm the bananas with the auto farm and get bananas plus wood. But I've got so much wood, it'll make your head spin. The only thing I really need is more vines from the auto farm so I can feed them to the rams. All right. Coconuts. So I'll be standing like roughly here. I just have to look up, I think. Yeah, and I'll catch all of them. And then for these ones, I think it's the same deal. Basically, just look up and yeah, I'll be able to collect those. No problemo. This is the last planting you'll have to see, because if I do clomberries, I'll probably just do that off stream real quick at some point. But this is the home stretch of the speed farm. Once I get these 350 coconut trees planted, all I have to do is build the last 3 rail carts. And then it'll be just ready to farm. Took me 3 days to set up, but hey, I have infinity times 2 food. I'm pretty sure I have one of the biggest towers in LEGO Fortnite. Heck yeah, I usually don't build super tall. That's actually an interesting build idea to, like, do, like, one giant build that, like, just keeps going up and up, and it's like a whole vertical village. That would be cool. Not necessarily a sky base, but, like, or not necessarily a skyscraper, but almost imagine, like a tree, like an artificial tree where you just, like, like you build a trunk up, and then you just build like little canopies with like different village aspects and themes as you go up. Oh yeah, you did the Big Ben. When does Avengers Doomsday supposed to come out? I know they just revealed the cast and all that. When is it? It's like something 26, right? Good money. Good, honey. It's set to come out in 2026, right? The next Avengers. It's not, I don't think it's this year, because I'm like, it'd be really cool if we got some Marvel-themed builds in the shop around that time. Yeah, for tropical smoothies, and also this game is, I'm always preaching this. This game is always being updated, always evolving, and certain aspects of the game are always changing, and they're always adding stuff, and sometimes like buffing and nerfing stuff. So right now, yeah, tropical smoothies, I'll probably end up making a bunch of them with these, right? But I'm also just going to stock up on pretty much all of these foods like crazy, because right now you can toast them into, you know, the toasted coconuts and all that stuff, but mostly you use them to make like the smoothies, right? Well, that's all they're used for now, but what about 3 months from now? What about 6 months from now? What about a year from now? What other items are they going to add to the game that require those as the recipe? Or what if 6 months down the road they change something about the game that makes it harder to get one of these? Like, for example, bananas. Bananas used to give you 3 bananas every time you harvested it from the tree. Now you only get 2. So little stuff or bigger stuff sometimes will change, where it's like, oh, they kind of nerfed the productivity of getting this item. So getting lots of it when there's a really easy way to get it is good to do. It's like, get the getting while the getting is good, right? Because they might change something later on that makes it really pesky and annoying to get a lot of it. And then at the very same time, they might have also changed something that makes it more important. Like black and blue sushi. Black and blue sushi didn't used to be anything that anybody batted an eye at. And then the Storm King update came out, and they completely rebalanced all the food. They made, like, all the shakes used to heal you the most for the least amount of time. Now they're kind of mid, if not, like, bad. They're good for giving you the buffs, but they don't heal you very well anymore. And now instead, black and blue sushi is now the best food that heals you for 4 hearts in 1 second, compared to all the other foods and the way they rebalance them. So it's like, if you would not that there was really an easy way to get black and blue shieldfish before the update other than fishing, but right now with the auto fish farm, if you've seen me post about it, if you can get that going good in the ocean with the auto fish farm, you will get tons of black and blue shieldfish, which means you'll get tons of black and blue sushi, which is the current best food in the game. Might not always be that way, but you got a good opportunity to get tons of it right now, so you might want to think about that. Yeah, I'm preparing for the Lego apocalypse. You know, and I've said this before. I'm a doomsday prepper in Lego Fortnite. I've literally used those words before. Lego Fortnite doomsday prepper. There's also times where, like, people back in the day when this game first came out, skeletons used to spawn inside of your village at night. No matter what you did, they would just, and a lot of them too. I mean, it was like a continuous onslaught. the sun would go down, and it was skeleton time, all like for like till the sun came back up. So subsequently, you would get so many bones early on in this game, and there wasn't literally the only thing you ever used bones for at the beginning of the game was like, I think it was for like the green sword or something. I can't remember. It was like you used it for like one thing. And then, so you'd have like all these stacks of bones. But I was always telling people, well, you may have a lot of bones, but don't throw them away. They might be more useful. And this was like a couple months into the update. Well, then like a month or two goes by, and they release the compost bin. And you could put a bunch of things into the compost bin to get biomass and all the stuff out of it. However, bones is pretty good. Like, it's not the best thing you can put in here, but bones, if you had saved the thousands that you were collecting in the beginning of the game, you would have then be able to instantly converted your giant stash of bones into a huge stash of biomass for batteries and fertilizer and soil. So instead of burning them and throwing them away, you could have saved them for something else that was way more useful later on. So you never know. I save everything in this game. And then look at this update. I didn't really save broken weapons too much other than Star Wars ones. But if you were a crazy person and you had a special area in your world where you saved every broken tool you got off an enemy, dude, you're the smartest 200 IQ prepper ever. Because now that the recycler came out, you could throw all those items into the recycler and get actual materials for them. So like I didn't have the foresight for that. I didn't call that one, but I'm sure someone out there probably did something like that. Storm fruit nectar. The storm fruit, unfortunately, can't be made into seeds or planted. So the coconuts you plant right into the ground, you'd think, unless they change it. Now, you'd think you'd be able to do the same thing, and they don't. You can't put it into the grain mill. I wish they would change that, though. I hope they do. I really hope they just eventually. Why not? Why not give us a storm fruit seed in-game and then allow us to put this into the grain mill? Like, I don't see why not. Like, maybe, sure, it encourages players to go collect it more in the storm area. But even then, like, I don't know. I think it should have seeds. Well, storm fruit nectar is is the second best food next to black and blue sushi, if that's what you were referring to. The reason it's second best is they both give 4 hearts, right? Storm fruit nectar gives 4 hearts in 1 second. And black and blue sushi gives 4 hearts in 1 second. The only difference is the storm fruit nectar, it gives you 4 regular hearts, which is, again, great. Black and blue sushi gives you 2 regular hearts and 2 bonus hearts, which means if you're not full HP, it's going to heal you for 4 hearts, right? Just like the nectar would. However, if you're already full HP and you eat a sushi, you'll actually get 2 of those bonus pink hearts. Which, if you think about it, what's better? Having full health or full health plus 2 bonus hearts? So, it barely makes the black and blue sushi better, but that's why it's better. Is because if you're under full, it's giving you 4, and if you're full, it's giving you bonus. Kind of like, it's just like padding health. Honestly, the good thing about skeletons spawning constantly at night back in the day by your village is they were pretty easy to take out. So you would just give your villagers a sword. Or even, I think they got them pretty easily with their hands. You would just give your villagers a sword, and at night, it would turn your village into an auto bone farm. Giggity. But also, if you were in the desert at night, they would be cowboy skeletons. And the cowboy skeletons also drop blast powder sometimes. So when I was out building my my desert castle village early on in the game, every time nighttime would come, I would be just building my castle, and down at ground level, skeletons were spawning, and my villagers were fighting them and taking them out just through the whole night, every night. So like every 20 minutes, right? And so like every hour or two, when I was like take a break from building or whatever, I would come down and there would just be piles of bones and blast powder everywhere. And it was really nice. It was actually the silver lining of that, but I'd build a village and by the end of it have like tons of stacks of blast powder if it was in the desert. Oh, we're almost there. Guys, the light at the end of the tunnel is so close. You started a new Lego world today? Wait, you can grow coconut? Yeah, you just have to put, you don't, like, there is no seeds for it. Same with banana and pineapple. There's no seeds for them, so you literally can't put them into the grain mill. But you just, what you do with them is they just go right into the farm plot as if they, so like, the fruit is the seed for these ones. And it's only for these three that it's like that. So for coconut, you plant it right into the ground. For banana, you plant it right into the ground. And for pineapples, you plant it right into the ground. There we go. Do I have all the other stuff I need for... Oh, I just need the wooden rods. Where are those? No, I know I brought wooden rods with me. What? Boo! I don't feel like building them or crafting them. My calculations are correct. It's in this chest. Should I recycle my legendary sword? You can't actually recycle legendaries or mythics. So honestly, what I like to do with legendaries is when they're right about to break, since you can't recycle them, just keep them in a chest somewhere, because you know what they're really good for? Since they're almost broken, and if you break it, it's just going to disappear into oblivion anyway, right? So if it gets low, like when this legendary one gets low, what I would do is stash it in a chest somewhere. And then one day, if you're decorating and you want to add a little spicy pizzazz to maybe your castle build or something, well, it still looks pretty damn good when it's on the wall, even though it's about to break. It doesn't look any different than a brand new one. So if it's about to break, the best thing you can do, I think, is save it and use it as decoration somewhere if you want. It's pretty much like the most use, like, it's better than just letting it go into virtual oblivion, right? And breaking it. Same thing with the Star Wars blasters. You know how the Star Wars enemies drop tons of blasters? And I think they drop full now, someone was saying. But they used to drop almost broken. But I would still pick them up anyway. Because I would just put them in a chest, and then when I was doing my Star Wars builds and I wanted to do like an armory where I put like 20 blasters on the wall, well, I just used the ones that were already broken that I got off the enemies. It was much more much more efficient that way. Okay, what was I doing? Oh, yeah, getting vehicle stuff. So now I can build buttons, and I can build those. Okay, we're good. Alright, now we just gotta build the thing. Nope. I'm lagging. How do you build that launch pad thing? Check out my TikTok. I posted it. That's my most recent video, I think. So if that one's 1, that means these ones go to 1. And that means these ones go to 2. Right? I got all those correct? Okay. Perfect. Next. Oh, this one might... It might get in the way while I'm building it. Hold on. Hold on, wait. I think I can make this work. So if we do that one... I think that'll work. That's 3 high, right? Yeah. And then we do the buttons. And then might as well just wire these while we're up here. 1, 2. So that means these ones are going to be... That one's 1, so that means these are 2. And these ones are 1. Beautiful. It's gonna be a little harder to like get onto. There we go. But I should be able to collect the... Oh wait, it's gonna make my camera go crazy, isn't it? I think it still should work. I guess we do a test run real quick. It's gonna make my camera go all weird, so I don't know if it's gonna affect where my camera looks every time when I'm moving. Looks like it's good, it's just the camera's weird for it. I don't think... Yeah, I'm collecting them all, but it's just visually weird. banana harvesting bananas. Yeah. Oh god. That's not fun to look at all. I can't look down, otherwise it looks there. If I look all the way up, then I don't think it like counts it. So yeah, I would have to like put like a artificial barrier behind me so that way like I maybe could do that, like adjust this one so there's like a little wall behind me every time, so that way I would go first person mode. Because it is kind of obnoxious at certain, like that. This angle's not so bad. This one's not as jittery. The other one though is like super jarring. That was better. Thing is, I'm gonna do most of this farming like off stream tonight, and then you'll never have to really see me do it ever again. Or like if I do it, it's like 1 or 2 runs through. I don't want to push it. Wait, what? Oh, I'm out of mats. I can see. Oh, dang it. Oh, what the? It like floated me off. That was weird. I guess it's not like a... Oh, I think it's the trees getting in the way. I'll just do it when I get down. Shouldn't be a big deal to wire it afterwards. Oh, poop. It's exactly what I was... Of course, the one time... I wasn't even... Damn it. I didn't even touch it. Of course, that's the time it pushes it. I was afraid of that happening. I was being so careful the whole time. And then it happens. It's just annoying to build because of the damn tree in the way. And I guess I could get rid of the tree by all means, but I'm trying to keep some look to this going. Here, we'll walk on this side. That'll be smarter than the game. This one's probably gonna be the same deal. I love this game. How's it going, Nicholas? I love this game too. Maybe too much. So more of the story, if you do this, make them further apart so your camera doesn't go wild for these ones. I guess it's only going to be for these 2 rows, so it shouldn't be too bad. Oh, you know what else I could probably do? Is I could probably look forward. Maybe just think for a few seconds, Epic. Ah! I'm lagging. Let's say as long as I... Yeah, there we go. That's better. Doing it on the right definitely is better. But that's what I'll mostly be doing anyway. So if I go from this, then my crosshair is on the right, but my camera is centered. You see that? This will be perfect. Or should be. That would be better. That's much better. Much better that way. Oh, God. Oh, it's going to bust it. Oh, wait, maybe not. Sometimes if you go on too quick and off, it will goof it up. Yeah. First batch of bananas and coconuts. I should have done the pineapples too. Oh God, go away. Where am I? Oh. I hope they can optimize that a little more. So like, especially with a high performance PC like I have, like get it to the point where my game could load that in quicker so I can have like a more smooth transition into my base without having to see all that hoopla. Do you regret building village at war-torn abandoned village? What do you mean? We stand. For me, it's not even 7 p.m. where I live. Time zones, friends. Time zones. Oh, good. Reposted? That sounds dope. Alright, so what we're gonna do is... How many can we fit on this? Oh, perfect. No, I want him to be green. What am I thinking? Actually, no, that won't work as well. Just so that way I can like just do easier storage later on. For each one. Oh, and then do I have wood left? Just gonna do a couple of stairways here. Something basic, nothing too fancy. Oh, I'm out of emerald already? Rip. Just in case I have ever overflow or I just don't feel like bringing it back to the base, I can leave it here and collect it at a future time. think I will leave one more chest here that has the poop and the dirt. So I'm gonna take the rest of this, and we will leave also a chest for the wood and stone there. But then we can get rid of both of these. Oop. Okay, bring it back, get more emerald. Oh, and I need more metal too. Oh no, I don't. We got plenty of metal. Do you still have the best car? Yes. I won't say like it's better than anybody's, but I have probably one of the simpler, base, more easy to replicate designs out there. I don't think there's anything that's developed that's faster or better in any given way. But the jump pad system, that's kind of better than a car. Rather than hopping in your car or a flying machine, look how far I can travel from this outpost to my main base. So this is even better than a car. If you're not, if you're on a setup system like I am. So I just traveled 300 meters in like 2 seconds. So this is what I've been doing lately for like short distance travel between places I would probably normally drive. But for exploring, this isn't obviously optimal because you have to explore to set it up. So. Oh, how am I always so hungry, dude? Beautiful. Okay, wait for those. Do bananas. So yeah, if I just look like this, much less jarring that way. Sometimes I miss a few just because of my camera angle, but still. Oh, my bags are full again. Rip. Let's put a dump chest here that I'll take out later. There, I'll take care of that later. Let's do the pineapples. Let's give that a run. Yeah, easy peasy. Yeah, Storm King reappears 24 hours after he's defeated. So once you defeat him, just write down that time, and that time tomorrow you'll be able to fight him again. Have any of your builds ever been destroyed? I have actually in one of my my OG sandbox world where I've done a lot of experimenting. I actually had a couple of my builds get absolutely just like deleted and disappeared. But I've never really had anything major just like collapse on itself for no reason. Onward. Looks like it. And then I think I need a few more tomatoes to max out the tomatoes. Oh, Virginia, thank you for the heart meat. Lagging. See, I'm glad I spaced these farm plots out more. I feel like if I would have spaced them original close spacing, it would have been laggy like all the time, or just laggier and less consistent. Winnie, do you need to go outside? Hi, I see you. She's staring me down right now. I see you, Winnie. You can probably hear those snorts. Can you hear her? Can you hear my gremlin? My little mogwai? Isn't that right, Winnie? You're a little mogwai. Feed you after midnight, you puke. I'm kidding. But for real. Winnie! Oh, you're all full of static. Let me take my headphones. I feel like with my headphones in, I can like hear the static discharge go through my headphones when I pet her. Winnie, they want to see you. Come here. I know mommy usually picks you up. Actually, I don't know if I want to pick her up while she has to pee. Not that she's actually... I'm glad she's not one of those dogs where, like, if she gets too excited or you pick her up when she has to pee, she'll just pee in your hands. I've never had that happen, but otherwise... Come here, baby. Come here. Oh. She wants you to... Come here. People want to see you. Come here. Let me get you. She honestly doesn't like being picked up. I have a 3-legged pit bull and a French bulldog. Come on. I'm going to go let him out, though. Why do fish live in salt water? Because pepper makes them sneeze. That's probably not good for the fish. I don't even need raspberries. If anything, let's go get more peppers for the cows and more snowberries for the cows, because that's the other thing I need to like grind like crazy amounts of to max out on a chest full of snowberry shakes and burgers. But I have a pit bull named Bones. He's more like a pit mix. I'm sure he's not purebred. He's an amputee. He's only got 3 legs. He's my little booga, and I love him. He's the first dog me and Heather got together. And then Winnie is our 3rd dog. Our second dog, Annabelle, passed away about 1.5 years ago, or almost 2 years ago now. And then we got Winnie, and she's a French bulldog. And we look at that arrow. I'm racing the arrow, guys. I'm drag racing the arrow. Can anybody else see that? But Winnie we got from the pound, actually, and we're pretty sure she is a purebred French bulldog. She was at the pound as a stray, or like a lost dog, essentially. You know, it's just the animal care picked her up, and when we were looking for a new dog, because my mom used to work at that pound. So we went in the first day, and we weren't really seeing many dogs that like stood out for us. And it was also really hot because it was in the middle of summer, and we forgot to bring water. And there was like a water fountain there, and it was disgusting. So we like left early, and we decided to come back the next day, which ended up being a blessing, because the next day Winnie was there, and we got there right in the morning, so it would be cooler. And Winnie was right there in like the front area where all the small dogs who just got taken in like a couple hours previously. And so we were the first ones to see her, and we got the first like reservation, essentially. I'm just gonna put those there for now. And you know, fortunately and unfortunately, nobody came to claim her within like the 7 days or whatever it was that we had to wait. And we ended up getting her for literally $70. Which is crazy for a French bulldog. And Bones we also got from another rescue that my mom recommended to us. Just did your fast harvest first time and only put 2 boosters on, made it perfect for console. Oh, perfect. Bruiser, the other thing is sprinting. If 2 boosters might be just as fast as like running or sprinting. So if you want to do more, you might experiment with just ditching the booster like this altogether and just try running by them. That might save you time in like setting it up, like, you know, having this extra step, and you can just build like a straight line of crops and run by them. That might just be as efficient, but like it's nice being able to just stand there too. But on console you could just like hold left stick. That could end up being more efficient for you. What things have you overpaid on? Like what? Like in-game? I don't think I overpaid for anything. I think all the build kits, I've gotten way more than the value out of them so far, and I'm going to get even more value out of them. But in real life, what did I overpay for? My education... Doing chores? Let's go. Perfect timing too, because I'm about done for the day. Even if Heather wasn't off. Usually she's not off for another hour. But I'm just about at a stopping point anyhow, so I'll probably just chill till she gets off. And I'll call an early night. I love that you can actually use these in the rain now. It's such a good quality of life change. It was almost pointless that you couldn't use them in the rain. But I get it. It's like a little survival immersion thing, but it was ultimately not that immersive and more annoying than anything. Peppers and chillberries go to the cows. So now I can pretty much just go back and forth from here and collect and grind out the foods that I need. So now, there. Get the shakes going. There we go. Okay. Now, have they refreshed already is the question. Let's see. Yay! They're back. The animal farms, yes. I highly recommend. I'm gonna get my storage tour video going, and then what I want to do after the storage tour video is my farm network as a video. I think that'd be a great opportunity to cover the basics of farming, how I set up my network, like pretty much everything front to back. I could talk about how auto farming works, how this farming method works, how I set up the network in general for the animals. I think it'd be an all-around like harvesting and animal type like centered video that I could do for YouTube. But yeah, having a village with 7 of each animal, all within like jumping distance, is definitely nice. Because you have so many animal slots, and you'd think most of your animals are going to be at a village that has 7 villagers and only 3 animals. But I think it's better to just optimize and have villages that are villager based, and then villages that are animal based. So that way you can have villages that you're just going to collect massive... Did I make this one shorter? Oh, it fell through. What? That hasn't happened before. Oh, maybe it's the trees. Maybe it's like... Does it still work? Oh! Okay. Okay, we're good. It was just a visual. How do you feel about the new wall display feature? I wish it was consistent with the other wall, like how the other stuff is wall displayed, but I still really love it. Like, there's workarounds where you can get it to go sideways, but I do wish it was consistent. I understand the frame has to be bigger for those items, or like the base for it. Like the little platter they put it on now is like 2 studs wide. I guess the display plate that we have now is the same size, but it has studs going around the edge of it. So like in real life, like a part would bump into those studs. So I get it. They want to put it on like a flat surface that's big enough. But at the same time, I don't like is, have you noticed the fish food? It's now displayed like the materials are. So like all the food goes on the wall like it used to, but then fish food is like the fish sandwiches, the fillets, all of that gets displayed in the new horizontal style, which I don't like, because now my whole food section like looks kind of weird because 90% of the food is vertical, and then all the fish stuff is horizontal. It's kind of weird, like just inconsistent and kind of like a visual buzzkill for me in that sense. See, I can go, like, do perfect rotations with this. I can collect, like, thousands of different food. You know, 350 of each. Oh, one broke. Must have been from an enemy. But I can collect, like, thousands of food in just a few minutes and then go back to the base, process it, organize it, come back, and basically do it all again in a loop. There's fighting down there. I think they shoot arrows up here every once in a while, and it hits the plants. But it's good to know for people. Someone was saying on YouTube, if you just put 2 thrusters on this, on each side instead of 3, it's the perfect speed for console clicking. Actually, let's just do everything. And you can eat at the same time. I'm one efficient farmer. Oh, making the elevator? Yeah. Skyscraper would be fun with some sort of elevator system put into it. There's like a singular skyscraper with like a bunch of suites and stuff. Like an office. Actually, we're just gonna leave those berries there for now. Oh yeah, directional would be cool. Swords upside down would be nice. Or flip. Like, you know how the axes go to the left and the pickaxes go to the left, I think. It'd be cool to, like, mirror them as well. I know that's, like, a lot of different directions to ask for, but it would be kind of neat if you, like, just for aesthetic reasons, if you wanted to have, like, 2 pickaxes, like, pointing at each other for, like, an aesthetic kind of vibe. Actually, leave those there. So we don't really need these right now. Ooh, Chris Carnage. 16 bits, dude. Thank you so much. I think those stuff like that will come in due time. Yeah, the new wall display changes. It's great. It just feels off. Hello, hello. Yeah, what's going on, Mr. Big? Just Hitting the auto farm. Let's throw tomatoes in there. Just for now. What changed with item frames? So they stayed the same for how we know them for all the other items, but now we're allowed to display anything like granite or wood or gems or blast powder or wool or whatever you want. You can put on a wall mount, but those items, they go on the wall mount, but they end up being displayed differently than the other items are displayed on the wall mount. Does that make sense? I'll just show you. I don't think I have any planks on me at the moment. So it's like we can display them, but it just doesn't look the same as the other wall displays do. And it's kind of like inconsistent. So let's go grab. I don't have any planks here. I guess I'll show you at the base. So weapons and food goes on the wall like this, right? Now that we can display everything, it's great. However, actually, let me show you a better example because I have them sideways. We'll go to this row because these ones I have sideways on. So I did a little bit of a workaround. This is what the other items. See how they're on the wall mount, but they're on like a little tray. So you can display them, but they like aren't on the wall. They're like held in front of the wall mount. So it's good, but it's just different than we were expecting. Coconuts. Cool. Bananas. So we can start getting those roasted. Yeah, so all these can get roasted. I have a tour of my storage on YouTube, just not this one. I'm gonna have a new storage walkthrough on this one soon. So if you want to check out my YouTube, Epic, same username, Epic Bricks. But I have a video of my other storage bases. They're set up relatively the same. This one's just nicer and more updated. But basically the same principles of organization are all there. Got it. Hey. And that's pretty much all I can do. I guess I can start roasting some of those pineapples now. Yeah, let's just roast all of those since we got the farm going. Might as well get these going. Because I'll be getting regular pineapples, like, on demand now. So we can start making the roasted ones and filling up the roasted chest now. Your commitment to this task is commemorable. Thank you. Yes, I like to collect and I like to over-collect, and just sometimes for the satisfaction of it. Like, so I'm working on getting like a chest full of all the food items now that we've got. I still got to do clomberry, but we're getting those roasted up now. And some bananas roasted up, getting those roasted up. Got those finished. These are finished. Corn's been finished. I just got to go get some more pumpkins because the roasted are done. These ones I've not even really worried about, like, other stuff, but, like, once I get these down, I'll be able to start making everything else. That, and I'll be able to make fruit pies and all that other stuff like crazy. Granted, I get those from villagers, too, but I can speed it up and get, like, a full chest of fruit pies like it's nothing. I'm not gonna go get everything right now. I'm probably just gonna go get mostly pineapples. And like, I think just the, actually, I'm gonna go get some pineapples, and then I'm probably gonna call it a night. I need to take a break. This is repetitive, as much as I love doing it. Eventually I gotta take a step back, otherwise I will get burnt out. Am I lagging? Okay. Yeah, Angie, I can do that before I log off. So I'm gonna head back right after I get these pineapples. So I'm gonna actually, that's reminds me that's tomorrow's video actually, is going into the wall mounts and how to put them on the wall in different methods, like sideways, upside down, or this, like, besides the standard way. Perfect. Got them, and now let's throw these on the grill. What's wrong there, Zep? So these ones, I mean, it's specific to my storage system, but I used the sideways technique. Let me show you. Oh yeah, and I need a button. Okay, so we can do a quick little demonstration here. Just do this big guy. Why not? So you've got obviously like your standard way. So if you display it, it's gonna look like that. So what you gotta do is, oh, I need that. Example one. Oh my god, stop it. River dancing over there. Okay, what you gotta do is you build something like, there's a lot of different fence pieces that I believe will work. Where are some free ones? I don't have any stone. These ones will work. These Majestic Manor ones are free. A lot of, like, honestly, I think even the supports, a lot of, like, these kind of supports will work. So what you do, grab, like, a support. Yeah, it just has to be, I don't know if these will work or not, so we'll see. So you do the sideways build technique with something like that. Off the button. Sideways build it on the wall. And then, yeah, this is a supporting piece. So with this piece, normally this is the wall. So that's what it would, the face it would normally attach to. You'd think you would just do the wall mount on the button, but as you can see, it doesn't attach unless you have, like, this is a supporting piece already there. So now that we place that, we could just look here. Oops, I muted myself. Or muted the game. Now we can place that there, which orients it facing down, which means when we place an item on it, we're going to be looking right at it instead of, you know, it's going to make that sideways, but this, we're going to get a dead-on look at it. So you can kind of get it to work still with some of the other stuff. So you get it at least, like, similarly displayed to what the OG method, or, like, OG look is. Cows, for spicy burgers, is peppers. And then I believe you can also do it. So, like, we could do the same thing, but we just do it, like, lower. And then you would just put it on this face, so you just flip it, right? And then it's that way. And then you've got it displayed, which looks a little better than, depending on what, like, my setup, obviously it looks better top down. But for a lot of situations, like having a chest in front of that, I think looks smoother than having it overhang and drop down. So that's the way to do that. And then do this, attach one to the wall sideways, and then you're able to go this way, and then you can get it to display sideways if that works better for your personal storage system. So you can have it hang from the top sideways or from the bottom up. Hopefully, yeah, I'll make a video tutorial on this because I know it's helpful for a lot of people. So you would just have to, like, what I would do is, like, get your chest set up, like, around whatever system you have, right? I'm not going to worry about making those even. So you, like, have your system, and then you just kind of work around that, where you kind of just have to do some trial and error with your personal system and be like, oh, well, does this work? Does that work? You know, with the spacing, because, like, right here, kind of got to eyeball it, like, right about, what, there? And then you could have it be drop down. And if it's too close, it actually won't display it. Like, actually, perfect example. See, it's on there, but since there's something in the way, it won't display it. So you'll be like, oh, I just need to go. So we could just snap to this one, but then go a little bit higher. Delete that one. Try that. See if that works any better. Put the chest down. Test. See if it works. Boom, it does. Now it's. Then it would just be a matter of like, you know, you want to make sure you're placing it in a spot where the chest actually lines up. Right here, it's like off the grid. It gets weird. So what I would do here is make sure you have a floor piece that is on the like the same, because when you're building off angle on this 45-degree angle, it gets weird. And even though you're lined up, so like what I would do is something like, so look at this, and then, because if you place it freehand on the floor, it goes like off the grid. It's weird. So look at this, and then place it according to this, so that way it's actually going to allow things placed here to line up straight. So you could have it like that. And then from there, it's really easy if you're building across, because then you just snap these out further, and they're already sideways since you snapped it off the sideways piece. And then you would just continue to make your system, make sure that one's centered, and then you can make this one like the wood. Oh, wait, that one's weird. I guess that one specifically, the animation comes down further. Weird. But when I log out and log back in, it'll probably disappear. So you'd probably actually want it like one space higher just to be safe for all the different kinds of items. But like that would be a good system. Fastest way to get iron. Iron bars, honestly, from breaking chests anywhere. Once you progress your world far enough, you'll have iron chests everywhere you go. And you can just farm those for iron bars, or you can send your villagers on the smelt metal job, and they'll give you iron bars, copper bars, and some of the other metal stuff. Or just take a pickaxe, go into a Frostlands cave, and farm for like an hour, and you'll probably have like half a backpack full of iron, and you'll be ready to go. So like mine's obviously top down, and I used a fence instead of a support piece. But basically, you have to sideways build yourself a wall type piece. You don't want an actual wall because those are too tall or would go out too far. But you just want to you want to sideways build any shortish piece that you can use as a supporting piece. Some pieces won't let you put a wall mount on them. It'll say like need supporting piece. So like some pieces will count as supporting pieces, others will not. So kind of just experiment with the pieces you use. But as you saw, those like these counted as supporting pieces. Many different ways. Like you could have it like sideways, could have a lot of uses for sure. Because like with even with the top, you could figure out a way to like, once you have it built, you could build over the top part of the wall mount to kind of hide it, so you only see the other part of the frame. But I think we're gonna call it there. Actually, let me go see how the grill stuff is doing. Grab these. I think I'm going to be using tomato seeds to feed like a lot of things that can take seeds for their food, just because I get 3 to 1 off of one of the easiest plants. Boom. But yeah, if you guys enjoy the stream, come check me out on Twitch or YouTube the next time if you're over on TikTok. And I stream pretty much every single day. I do take some days off. I've been pretty on point the last week or so. But I stream from 4 to 8 Pacific time, 5 to 9 Mountain Standard Time, 6 to 10 Central, and 7 to 11 Eastern. But I stream on all 3 platforms, TikTok, Twitch, and YouTube. So take your pick. If you have a preference over one, come join me. But we're going to wrap it up here as soon as I get this stuff in there, that stuff in there. I'm lagging. There we go. Bada bing, bada boom. just let those cook overnight. Be ready when I'm back. But yeah, thank you guys for joining me today. This is another fun day. I probably won't. I'll be getting on to some other stuff tomorrow. Any of the other farming stuff, I'm probably just gonna do off stream when I have some time, and then in tomorrow's stream, and then the rest of the week we'll get in, or weekend we'll get into a new build project. Gen Batty, perfect. Always like raiding a supporter. Raiding over on the Twitch, but if you guys enjoy the streams and my content is helpful as well, code Epic Bricks in the item shop. Oh, my reset. And a reminder to all my people who already want to support me in the item shop, make sure you're double checking it every couple weeks because Epic does reset it. But my creator code is exactly the same as my username. That's Epic Bricks, Epic with a K. So anytime you buy anything out of the item shop, keep me in mind. Or if you subscribe to Fortnite Crew or buy any of the battle passes, that also counts towards creator codes when you purchase them. Ooh, Brainstorm, that's dope. But yeah, doesn't cost anything to help out a creator. I'd highly appreciate it if you kept me in mind. Do a quick little skim through. It doesn't look like there's anything too crazy. It's all sponsored stuff. Dark Vanguard. This one reminds me of Zeppelin's, it's like a different version of Zeppelin's main skin. It's like her alter ego. Also, I do like Brainstorm. That was pretty lit. I like the green, brainy, just like, and it's also cool with the suit. What does he look like normally? Oh, I wish they would have kind of made his head taller, but I get it. Woo! Mortal Kombat. Who's back? Oh, wrestler. It's like, who's that? I don't know wrestling. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Oh, what is that? Get it off my screen. All right, I'm out of here, guys. We're raiding over. Or we already raided over on the Twitch. It auto-rated. I forgot there's a timer on it. I'm out of here, guys. Have a good night. See ya.